Right, let's go to our first bit of audio of Tony Khan on the Ariel Helwani show. It's available on YouTube. This is Tony talking about the current booking, the creative in AEW, and the process behind it. Jim, as always, stop it along the way to make any comments you'd like to make.
If he gets to a point or even a pause in some train of thought that makes any sense, I will interject to comment on it.
As far as AEW is concerned, you're still the head booker. Is it just you? Are you the judge and jury, or is there a committee? And if so, there's always questions, I think, as to like who's in the committee. So could you tell us like what is the sort of state of the booking process right now?
Well, I put the shows together, and this year I feel like I've been especially hands-on at every episode about every aspect of every segment in a way that I was in Daly's place in the pandemic. And at the beginning of the year, I kind of said, since the last year's holidays, that I was going to step back and look at it for a moment like I did 5 years earlier. And Christmas 2019, I had said, there's a couple things that I knew might not work, and I did them against my best judgment. So why would I ever do that? Don't ever do that. And it's like a diet. You do your best to stick to it. Nobody's perfect. But every once in a while, I still might do something against my better judgment. But I kind of told myself, stop doing it.
Let me stop it for a moment because he says a lot quickly. Jim, your thoughts on, I guess he's as happy as he's ever been with the creative process, which, as he said, more than any other point before, he's very hands-on in every single segment of the show.
Well, no, that's possibly the reason they all look the same. But again, he's this, I did some things against my better judgment, and then I took a look back, and then I'm doing like I did at Daly's Plate, like there's some golden era that he's got to hearken back to. He can't hearken back to any golden era because he's lost all the golden talent. I don't know what he regrets doing, if he's proud of what he's been doing lately. And I'm still waiting for any kind of meaningful response to the question that was asked, which was plainly, besides you as the head booker, is there anybody else on a committee, and how is this done? Not what goes through your mind when you wake up in the morning and have another one of these whims about an 18-man gangbang match. But I'm sorry I'm interrupting.
Now, Tony Hurd, how do you feel about what you like doing?
Yeah.
Let's go back to this.
Doing things against your better judgment. So even in January, and it was the same exact thing too, where in January 2020, there were one or two things where I said, why did I do that? I said I wasn't going to do that, but then kind of caught myself, and I did that again this year, and I really felt like it's been a lot like the shows like I would have put together in the pandemic, where I come in with more of an outline of everything I want to do, but I also like hearing everyone's ideas and I utilize them. So I feel like we have a really good group of people. It's evolving and changing. And the one consistent thing is there's one person that's at all the shows, and it's me. And that's the thing, is there's not any other one person that goes to every show. Okay. There's 100 and...
Hold on, good Lord, what? Wait. Wait here. Hold on here. Hold on now, cowboy. He's the only person that goes to every TV. Even in the territory days, not counting the talent, the announcers, the office representatives, the booker, whatever, they better be at fucking TV. And with Vince or TNA or WCW, I can guarantee you there were minimum 40 people in the building, more with the WWF, that were at every TV. Or Vince would have been going, or somebody would have been going, where the fuck is so-and-so? You're talking crew people, office representatives, producers, the local promoters of the building. He's the only one that's at all of them? No wonder it's a goddamn disorganized shit show. What?
That's why wrestlers disappear off TV when they're getting close to Tony's record. He just stops booking them. You were getting close to being at every show this year, so I had to send you home. Only one person is at every show.
I don't even know what to say.
well, there's 104 Dynamites and Collisions, because now that there's Dynamite and Collision, there's 2 shows a week. Wednesday nights, Dynamite on TBS.
Oh
and
my
now
God.
HBO Max
Oh,
as
my
well.
aching heart. My asshole is spurting blood in projectile fashion. That 2 TVs a week.
Saturday night's Collision on TNT, also on HBO Max, like this Saturday, but it's on an hour earlier for the tailgate brawl. Well, the only person that goes to all those TVs and the pay-per-views is me. There's not one other person. There's a lot of great people that help out, people that work in different departments, wrestling, creative, and they could be coaches. It could be senior figures. I have great people who could contribute ideas, like everybody from Bryan Danielson, who's an all-time legend in wrestling, but also has some great ideas, and different people on the staff. And it's a great group of women and men, but among all of them, the only person that goes to every TV is me. So,
Jesus Christ.
Let me stop it there. He's named one other person, Bryan Danielson, and then he just said there are women and men and people.
And persons.
On
but
the
again,
committee.
Every major company that I've ever worked for that did their television, which is all of them, had the same, and 2 TVs a week is not goddamn ridiculous. I'm sorry, but if you think, I guarantee you, think of how many people at Vince McMahon had it Monday Raw and Friday SmackDowns for so many years. The same fucking people doing the same fucking jobs. Jesus H. Christ. It's, they know days off in show business, but there is now in wrestling, and he thinks this is something that he can't have a structured office and production staff in charge of. No wonder. It's a shit show.
I have a pretty consistent idea of what I'd like to do, but also whoever's in the room of coaches and staff that day, I will talk to them and hear out their ideas, but it might be a different group. It's kind of like, do you like Ghostbusters?
I used to, yeah.
What the fuck is going on?
Scene in Ghostbusters, I always think of it this way, and this is pretty convoluted, but this will give you insight into my thinking. There's a scene in Ghostbusters.
Insight into his convoluted thinking. Go
with
ahead.
Ray and Winston, and
is this the original?
The original Ghostbusters,
okay.
And they're just driving in the car on the bridge here in New York, and it's Ray and Winston, and then I realized, and I'm like, that's not the 2 that you always see together. It's just like shifts, and like you get different pairs of people, and like if that makes sense, like you might see Ray with Egon, or you might see him with Bankman, Bill Murray, or with Winston. But it was like it's different shifts. Like the whole movie, it hasn't just been Ray and Winston, but they're in the car now. This is their day. This is their shift. Dude, within every group of people, there's
what
subgroups.
Is he fucking rambling about? What the fuck? This is an explanation. The Ghostbusters do it, so that means my multi-million-dollar fucking company can't have a staff of executives and production people and creative that goes to 2 TVs a week because of the fucking Ghostbusters?
All right. Well, he's explaining why different people work with other people.
I had Brian Hildebrand dragging his poor scrawny ass to 4 shows a week, and he didn't fucking talk about the Ghostbusters.
Let's go back to Rick Moranis and Ghostbusters, Tony Khan.
Right.
It's not always the ones you think when you see the people walk and stand together. So I have a different group of people, almost a different combination of people than I did at the beginning. But I think there's been a common thread and a consistency, and I like that from show to show because I feel like I have a good sense of what AEW is, and I am a fan of wrestling. But also, since I've been here, I feel like I, have through the years followed the fans. I like to stay in touch with the fans and hear what they like and don't like about the show. And I feel like
sounds like he looks in their windows.
Let me stop it for a second. We're almost done with this question.
What?
The question is about the booking process, the creative team, the committee, how it works, who's on it, who participates. We found out that There's only one person who's there all the time, and it's him. He said that
And
a few times.
he's pretty much taking the blame. So, yeah.
Really good job of listening to the fans and putting on a really good show, and I would say that start to finish so far, we're in November. I think as far as doing the TV every week and the pay-per-views, this is my favorite year of shows personally.
Okay.
And everybody, it's cool thing about wrestling is it's all opinions. But for me, as far as how many great matches and how consistent everything's been and how happy I've been coming out of the events, it's my favorite year yet.
Right,
He's made himself happy with all these shows. And in all seriousness, we're laughing, and it is laughable. But yes, it's natural to want to listen to because he said, I listen to the fans. He listens to the fans that tell him that the shows he does are great. Literally. And that's a more dwindling number, and it's a certain niche audience to begin with that all these other kids have lived in that bubble. But while it's a natural thing to listen to the people who say everything you're doing is great, you might want to listen every once in a while to some constructive criticism, not to people who are going, fuck you and fuck your other guy and fuck your fucking dog. But seriously, here's some shit that's wrong. But he seems to tune all that out, whether it's us on a show or other people on the news sites or whatever that criticize, and rightfully so, and provide documentation and examples of same. He never addresses that. And at some point, at Ring of Honor, I had to go out a couple of times and say, yes, we know our technical efforts let you down during the Sinclair era and the Go Fight Live, fiascos. You got to do that along with, hey, we had a great show. But nevertheless.
Well, Jim, here's Tony's thoughts on his current booking run.
I thought that was just his, oh, God damn it.
On the one hand, I could say I've only been a wrestling promoter for 6.5 years, and I've only been booking and producing wrestling shows for 6.5 years. On the other hand, that's one of the longest runs anybody's ever had.
Sure.
So I've been fortunate to learn a lot of things, and I'm fortunate that tomorrow I get to do another one, and Saturday I get to do another pay-per-view, and I'm never ungrateful for that. I'm always very grateful to the fans who watch the shows that we're still in this position.
All right, let me stop it there, Jim. He's been at it almost as long as anyone.
Well, again,
really makes you question how time works.
Well, as far as he has some point in there, as far as a booker booking for 6.5 years straight, he's nearing a record, because a lot of times either the promoter would change bookers, or if it was a guy that owned part of the company, he would tag off like Jarrett Lawler and Dundee did. But as a promoter, there were promoters that were in the business for 40 fucking years. So he's not even in the talk, but also none of these other people actually just had unlimited money to make themselves these things, whether there was success or not, which is kind of flaws any kind of streak you're going for, doesn't it?
Again, it's a different playing field than it's ever been for anyone else before.